Hello, this is Professor Bustillo-Booth, your instructor for Business 101, Introduction to Business. This video will orient you to the two learning management systems which we will be using for this course. Those two learning management systems are Canvas and Connect. Many of you should already be familiar with Canvas, which is the main learning management system for Pierce College. And what you see here is the login portal where you will enter your student ID number and then also your password to log in. I'll go ahead and do that now. I will go ahead and switch to a student view so that you see what you would normally see as a student. All right, so it takes a little bit here. So this is what you will see when you enter Business 101. You'll see here introduction to the course, a course description, your required class materials, and then instructions on how to access the text required online activities. This is Canvas. And in Canvas, your main area that you want to go to is called modules. I'll go ahead and click it now. And modules will have the logic, organization, and flow of the course, the sequence of the course. And you will see here the first modular element is called Go to Connect. I'll go over that in a moment. And then I will also have an area called Resources, which should be helpful to you. For example, there's a listing of college services, information about avoiding plagiarism, which is a serious academic offense which could result into the dismissal from the college. So you want to avoid that at all costs. And there may also be class resources that I will place in this area from time to time, which are meant to be helpful to you and where you can access quickly. There will be a major project in this course, and those project materials and resources will also be listed here. Then the course is organized by week, and each week is represented by a module. So for example, week 1 has its own elements. So week 1, in this case, thematically is called onboarding and course preparation, and you'll see the date here. And you'll see that this is organized at the top, which assignments and quizzes, for example, are due. And then in the case of week 1, we have onboarding steps, and you'll want to follow each one in sequence. Once you are done with week 1, you can then access week 2. As you can see here, this is a prerequisite. You cannot actually access week 2 until you're done with the onboarding assignments. And then again, it is organized like week 1. So for example, your assignments or quizzes are listed up first at top. And you will see here that there is a sort of routine for the week. So homework with Connect and Learn Smart, which I will go over in a moment, are typically due on Sundays. And this will be true from week to week. And then you have a discussion, which is due, in this case, on Tuesdays. They're worth 10 points. And then you also have another homework that is due on Thursdays. All right, and you'll see the pointage there. And then you will have a wrap-up activity with me, which will be either a video or a podcast where I summarize the main questions and concepts and what I have observed in terms of class activities. So you have, a way to kind of gauge where the class is going. And of course, there will be a quiz. There are weekly quizzes, and those are on Saturdays. The quiz opens on Friday afternoon. And then you have between that Friday afternoon and Saturday evening to have that completed. In this case, quizzes may be 45 minutes to 60 minutes. All right. And then there are session resources. In this case, a PowerPoint that is about the week's chapter or chapters. And you'll find here's week 3. It follows the same sort of organization. You'll have homework that's due on Sunday, on Tuesday, and then there'll be additional pieces of engagements here. For example, I'll have a checkpoint to see how folks are doing. particularly because this is an online course. I just want to make sure that I'm connecting with you, you're connecting with me, and I understand where you might need help. And then again, there's homework on Thursdays, and then quizzes on Sundays. And you'll see session resources. We'll have, in this case, the PowerPoints for the 2 chapters 2 and 3. So if you want to go over that quickly, this is a great resource to go. And for those of you interested more about the material, I will put supplemental materials here. These are not required, but may help you gain a little bit more information about the topic. And again, here's week 4, and you'll see that there is a routine, right? So on Sundays, you have your homework. On Tuesdays, you have your discussions. There are Thursday homework, and then another wrap-up activity, which occurs about every 2 weeks, and then again a quiz on Saturday. And on occasion, you'll have an extra credit, and you'll want to read the syllabus to find out how you can gain those, how you can earn those extra credit points. Again, session resources, in this case, chapters 4 and 5, and again, supplemental materials. And you'll find that this repeats itself. While the content may be different, the routine is the same. All right, so here's week 6, here's week 7, and you'll see thematically what week 7 is about. In this case, week 8, right, and week 9, week 10, and then we have week 11, and the last day of class for this course will be listed up here. If you're watching this video and it's of a different quarter, your last day of class will be different. And then, of course, the finals day will also be listed here. And again, the assignments and session resources. Now, at the beginning of the video, I mentioned that there are actually 2 learning management systems. And what you're looking at here is Canvas, and we focused our attention in the area called modules. What I want to talk now about is the second learning management system called Connect. And this is the modular element or section where you will find a way to get into Connect. Now let me explain what Connect is. Connect is a learning management system that is outside of Canvas, and it houses the online learning activities of the required texts for this class. Those learning activities are not on Canvas, and technology does not yet allow us to house them in one place. So we actually have to go to Canvas in order to go to Connect. So Connect is tethered, if you will, to Canvas. And how you access that is through here. So for the first time, for those of you who have not yet done this, you'll want to download how to register to Connect. And the instructions are fairly clear, and it's very, very simple. You'll want to use an email that you access, so that if you need to retrieve your password, if you forget it, that you're easily able to do that. And then if you are having difficulty going into Connect, you'll want to you want to call the Connect tech support line. I will not be able to serve as your tech support because this is beyond my pay grade. However, generally speaking, there should not be many technological issues. This is a fairly advanced technology. So once you have registered to Connect, and I'll just sort of show you what you would need to do, what the instructions look like here. So I just clicked onto that link, and this is the PowerPoint. Here you can download it onto your machine, or you can hit here and go through the scroll bar and walk it through. And it's very easy. Just follow it step by step, right? And then once you're registered, in there you have your choice of entering the code that you got with your book. And used books will not have that code. You will need to buy a new book with the code that allows you to access Connect. If you do not yet have your book, you can choose the third option in the registration process, which allows you to have a 14-day, and I believe it's right here, it's the third option, a free 14-day trial. so that you can access the online learning materials as you wait for your book to get to you. Now, it's my understanding that you can actually get the book through this process, and it will be mailed to you, and it may be less expensive than if you got it through the bookstore. I'm not sure about that, but that's sort of the word through the grapevine. So once you are there, you will then be able, and these are, the tech support information here, which I also made available in another link. Once you are actually connected, I'll go back to modules here. You can then click onto here, MH Campus, and load this window. Now, this is on student view, so it will not be able to show you. In fact, I will leave student view so that you can see what this looks like. Once you have that registered, you can now load MH Campus in a new window. Your computer, excuse me, let me reload this because I was once in student view. Here we go. It now recognizes me as instructor who now has a connection. I will click connect. In this case, a successful registration will give me access to the learning materials in Connect for this book. And again, here you'll see it is organized by week, and you'll want to uncollapse that by clicking that arrow. It will expand, and you will see here the Connect learning activities for the course that are tied to this book. So it's called Learn Smart, LS for short, interactive, and then the quizzes. And you'll see when they open. In this case, the top date is when you can access, the first day you can access this material. And the date on the bottom is when this material will be due. So you'll want to make sure you have gone through all of these modules and put them on your calendar to make sure that you are aware when things are due. Now, this is on a weekly basis, so you should just be able to count on these activities occurring on a weekly basis. There is not a week. Let me just make sure you understand this. There is not a week where you do not have these activities. There are always Learn Smart activities. There are always due on Sundays. There are always interactive activities. They're always due on Thursdays, and there are always quizzes, and those are always due on Saturdays. I'll just uncollapse some of these so that you can see how they are organized. And I tried to put this all up there for you ahead of time so that you can plan, so nothing is really surprising. And if there are any kind of deviations from our norms, I will certainly let you know of that. The idea here is that you can anticipate what your online learning activities are going to be like, what kinds of expectations there are for this class, and so that you can plan. So you can see the final is actually already there. It is summative through all of the chapters, but you cannot yet view it, and that's the hide portion there. All right. And so I'm now going to go back to Canvas and go back into, go back into my learning, to my student view, so that you can once again see what it is like. I'm going to reload this because I have now, just a moment. Go back to Business 101. Here, as you see it, it appears that I'm not able to show you the student view. Perhaps I can here again, just a moment. So the technological glitch you just saw there is that I switched from instructor to a student view, and it just takes a little time for Canvas to recognize that there are different types of users. All right, so we're back in Canvas, and so let me just orient you a little bit with Canvas. So I just went over Canvas, generally speaking. We went through modules, and then I showed you how to get to Connect. All right, so I'm going to go back to modules, and I want to note a few important distinctions from Connect and in Canvas. So here you will see, for example, in week 1, and excuse me, let's go back to week 2, and it'll say homework, connect, learn smart. So you'll click that, right? And you'll find that this is a page. This is a notification of the Connect Learn Smart assignment. This is not the assignment itself. So it will have the instruction, what the purpose of this assignment is, what the skills and knowledge you are intended to gain by doing this activity, and the task, what it is you're supposed to do. So you'll want to go in here and and it says go to Canvas modules and click on MH Campus, the link found under Go to Connect module. So this is the instruction that allows you, that reminds you on how to get to Connect. All right. And then it has other information in here that might be relevant to you. So there, as you can see, there's no submission here. This is not where you submit the work. These are the instructions for the assignment. All right. So because of that, because this is a page, this will not appear on your Canvas calendar as an assignment. It will, however, appear as an event. It's not a linkable event. It is a notification in your Canvas as an event. You will still need to go here, MH Campus, and load in a new window in order to get to Connect, in order to do homework at Connect. Once the deadline has passed and about 2 to 3 days have passed, what I will then do is sync the grade from Connect so that it can migrate, those grades can migrate into Canvas. You will not see your grade immediately appear in Canvas after you're done. You'll have to wait 2 or 3 days. All right. So again, our rule of thumb is about 3 days. You will see your grades from Connect migrate into Canvas. So that is pretty much the interaction between Canvas and Connect. And if you ever have any questions about how the two relate, please do email me. My email is listed on the syllabus as well as on the home page. And if you have trouble with how the registration goes, please do contact McGraw-Hill's Connect tech support line. They are incredibly helpful, and they'll walk you through how to get registered successfully. And until you are registered, you cannot access the homework. So you'll want to do that quickly. Again, if you do not have the book, you can opt, and I would highly recommend that you do not wait for your book to come if you haven't purchased it. I highly recommend you choose the third option during the registration process and gain the 14-day free trial period. That will give you access to the entire, Connect assignments. And then once your book comes in, you can enter the code and before your 14-day trial is due, enter the code in and you will have uninterrupted access to your assignments. And even if you don't actually have that 14-day, your code, your code yet until the 14-day trial, before the 14-day trial is due, you will still have gained those points into Canvas. Those don't disappear. It's just that you won't have access to further classroom materials at Connect after the 14-day trial. So make sure you get on that immediately so you don't fall behind. And because I don't actually accept late work, this is an online course, and it is fully expected that you have a backup plan for the accessing and the submission of all of your course materials. Again, this is Professor Bustillo-Booth. If you have any questions at all, please send me an email. Here in Canvas, you should have an inbox here. You can send me, I check my email regularly, late at night, perhaps not as much, even at the weekend, but I do my best to answer you within 1 business day. I look forward to being your instructor and to delivering an engaging course where you learn a lot. Thank you.